Hi YouTube, how are we all doing? Well, the sun's shining. Let's get out on the bike a little bit. Let's do a little ride. Well folks, today I'm going to do a little review. I want to tell you a little bit about my feelings of the BMW the 1250 RT. I've had it for just a little over 12 months now. One of my subscribers has requested a long-term review in it. So I thought today, let's take the opportunity to have a little chat about the bike. So if you're interested in what my views are, my thoughts of the bike, what it's good at, what it's not good at, please stay tuned. Anyway, let's have a look. Well folks, look at the weather. It's alright, isn't it? It's alright. Right folks, going to do a little review and a little talk about this today. For you guys that have been following the channel will know that I traded in my lovely DeVille last year and decided to upgrade to this, the BMW the R1250 RT. So I thought I'll go through some of my thoughts of the bike, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, any annoying things, other than me, the rider of course, but anything which I feel the BMW could change, lots of little bits and bobs of the bike, you know, and really see what happens with it. So, the BMW R1250 RT, this model's the LE. So with the LE you inherit, well you don't inherit, but you have to, you know, you got the wire and everything. You purchase the sat nav, comes with the top box, which are a pretty penny if you buy them separately. The bike itself, all typical sort of gadgetry with it. These things are remotes and my drift cameras, by the way, in case you wonder what they are. I have the best place for these is on the brake reservoirs. So, BMW, what do I like about it? Well, the position's fantastic. It's got a really good seating position. Really, you can sit in this all day long. She's an absolute beauty. You know, the position's great, the screen's great. How have I found it over 12 months? She's been alright. But I've done just shy of 8,700 miles, well, 8649 to be exact. And I've had it just over 12 months. Now in that time, been up to Scotland. Me and Ray have been to Romania on it. And the luggage capacity is fantastic. You know, you've got two, it comes as standard, you inherit the two side panniers anyway. I opted for the internal bags just to make that a little bit easier. You have to buy the top box separate, which I decided to get at the time. What else did we get on it? What did I indulge in? Yep, the sat nav. I bought the Navigator 6, which is a good bit of kit actually. What I like about it is the positioning. It's right in front of your eyes. I have the Cardo Pack Talk Bold, which I can hear the GPS instructions through, which if you look at one of my other videos I did have a few concerns about, but we won't go into that today. But the sat nav itself is absolutely fantastic. Does what it says in the tin. I've used it all around Europe and it's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant, not let me down. Now when we do our tours in Europe with the Nav 6, Ray does a lot of the planning, to be fair. He uses an app called Tyre to Travel. And basically it produces GPX files. Now it's dead easy to upload onto this. Simply plug your sat nav into a computer and it's just a drop and drag exercise into a GPX folder. As soon as you turn your GPS back on, the the route app in the GPS will automatically recognise that you've got new routes uploaded in there and installs them for you. And basically, jobs are good. Now, the beauty of using these GPX files is potentially you're actually forcing two sat-navs to go in the same direction. Now, any of you who've done tours, you'll understand that if one person's got, say, a TomTom, with Ray has, he's got the TomTom Rider. I use the BMW Nav 6, which is Garmin based. They don't always, although you have the same destination, even if you use GPS coordinates, they won't necessarily pick the same route. Whether you decide to pick, say, curvy roads or whatever, they'll still decide different routes. So GPX is the way forward. It's a good way of planning your routes. So in a whole, if you're going to purchase a BM, your miles will go for the nav software, because it's well worth it. Yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it, and it sits nice on the bike as well. It's right in your eye line. It's not not having to look up and down to the side. You can keep your eye on the road and just glance down like you would glance at your speedometer, and your instrument panel, etc. So it's well worth it. So that's really the nav. Easy to use. You can control it from your normal this flywheel thing here, rotating wheel. We've got a variety of different sort of buttons here. With the LE, you get the cruise control. Can control. The lights are on auto at the moment, so we've got LED lights at the front. But at I push a button here, I can turn my main headlight off and on if I so wish to as well. Especially being fog, etc. I've got the main menu display here, which will go for the various different options for the instrument panel. On this side, I've got the I can control, because it's central locking, I can lock all boxes. I've also got the mode. The mode effectively adjusts your riding style. So you've got a rain mode. I'm currently in road mode at the moment, which is ideal really for these roads. And then you've got dynamic mode, which just gives you that little bit of kick if you need it, and a little bit of fun. Be on a little day out. So all in all, everything you need really is within sort of fingertips. So that's really the basis of it. Now, the bike itself is absolutely comfy. It does what it says on the tin. It's a tourer at the end of the day, which, to be honest with you, is what the bike was designed for. So I'm just going to pop here and I'll do a little walk around as well. The bike's been fantastic. You might actually remember this lay-by. This is when I did the FJR testing, when I took that out for the spin. Now, one thing that I've got used to now, I'm just going to show you this. Probably can't see it when we're sitting on the bike, but when you sat down, you've got this area here. You can't see your side stand. It's something you get used to. You'll definitely get used to it, because when I've had it now, I've had it for over 12 months. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've got completely used to the bike. Now, if you're wondering what that warning sign is, I've just walked away from the bike a little bit. It's telling me that it's not picking up my key. Now, it'll go off now because I'm back next to it. When we was in Romania, I had the shock of my life. We were riding on a Hungarian motorway. We're in Hungary, and this warning light come on. Now, of course, I keep my key on a lanyard, which is around my neck, under my jacket, etc. I thought I'd dropped my key, had come loose, and I'd lost my key, so it put me into a little bit of a panic mode. These are the downsides sometimes of the bikes. There's that much electronics, that I think that it's a recipe for disaster sometimes. So, anyway, the bike comes with a side panniers. There's lots of space in there. I'll just unlock it. I'll say this, it's great this, because you can lock and unlock everything there. So I haven't got the bags in today, but you can see there's plenty of space in there. The top box, well, it's a top box. I keep bits and bobs in there. Even has a little light in there, carpeted. But we won't go into that. Anyway, the mirrors, the position in the mirrors are fantastic. Now, what I was talking about before was the headlights. As you can see, the headlights on LED mode at the moment, which is in the day, which is absolutely fine. At night time, you got your main headlight on as well. But if you're riding into dusk and you want to just put a little bit of extra headlight on, or you're filtering through traffic and you want to make sure people are aware of you, just press this button here, and that will put your main headlights on. So if I press it now, it turns the auto off, and we can see my headlights working. Don't need that on at the moment. It even comes up on the dashboard, it's on auto. So the menu, we've got a variety of different options. You've got your trip. You can control I was saying this before, you can control your navigation. So I can go through my different menus just by pressing this to the right. Gives me all the information on the bike, so I can see what my tyre pressures are. So with the ambient temperatures, which is 19 degrees today, which is lovely. What my range is, what my trips are, my current voltage, my average speed, etc. So it's giving me everything. I can control music if I want to play music on there. If I press this button here, I've got my Cardo Pack Talk all linked up to it. So, for example, I can make phone calls from here. I can answer phone calls if anyone rings me. So that's all controlled. In the apps, I was talking about this before, it's called Trip Planner. So when you actually load in all your GPS files, GPX files, sorry, it comes into your Trip Planner menu. Now these are still of a trip me and Ray did a couple of weeks ago, which I haven't actually done the video yet. But at some point you see it when we went to, I think it was Mulberry Park, I think it was called, or Marlbury Country Park. These are the GPX coordinates for that. So it's very easy to do that. You've got other things as well you can do. So here, for example, I've got a round trip. I can set in distances, duration, destination, set a local to start and end your ride. So I did one of the Wirral a couple of weeks ago. I set a round trip. It was about 50 mile, and it just picked some nice roads. So it's handy. You've got everything you need on there. Put this back to the first page. Come out of that. So on the menu, you've got other things as well. The top, if you click it upwards, it just takes you to your favourites. But we've got navigation down there. I've got my handle heat. So with this model, it comes with heated grips. I've also got a heated seat, and for the pillion, there's a little switch down there, which is ideal. My wife says it's handy. So I've got all my user settings for the vehicle and the speedometer. Now, this is something which I think BMW should have done. I believe the garage can do it, but at a cost. This is in mile per hour. Obviously, we've got your main analog clock in mile per hour. Now, when we're travelling in Europe, for argument's sake, I would have liked that to have been kilometres. Alright, not the end of the world. I can set my sat-nav to kilometres. That's not an issue, and I've got kilometres on the main analog dial. But that would have been a nice little touch, just to change that from mile per hour to kilometres. So there is a device you can get and plug in which will change it to both, but it does cost a bit. So I don't go to Europe that often to one of that. I mean, we go sort of probably once every 2 years or so, so I'm not spending money out for someone that can put my sat-nav. Other than that, the tyres I've got, I use Pilot Road 4s. That's what actually come with the bike. Now, I know some people have outlooked the state of the bike, by the way. Apologies for the state of the bike, it's rotten. I like Michelin Pilot Road 4s. They're a lovely, lovely, lovely bike. Tyre, sorry. Does what it says on the tin. Apologies for my exhaust starting to look a little bit brown there, by the way. I haven't had a chance to clean it yet. The brakes on this are fantastic. Absolutely brilliant brakes. Really, it's a good all-rounder. They're the pros with it, really. Mirrors. We've got fantastic visibility. Again, you can see you can see all around you. It's great. A few things that do get on my nerves with the RT. Now, I had a lot of teething problems when I first picked up the bike. It ran lovely in Scotland for the first sort of 15 to 2,000 mile. Then in Romania, around about the 2,500 mark, I did have a few issues. Main issue being the screen fell apart. The whole screen mechanism broke. So that was all the screws had come loose around the bike. So that was just really something that wasn't sort of checked, I think, when they did the pre-delivery inspections. Again, it's teething problems. I had a few electrical faults, kept going into limp mode. SOS button, I'll cover that in a minute. That was a sorry story, that was. But the riding position is great. Absolutely great. I didn't opt for the audio pack, by the way, because one, because it was quite expensive anyway, and secondly, I've got a Cardo pack talk, and if I want to listen to music, I can do it through either the sat nav or the on my phone. So you know, there's no major issues there. The handling's fantastic on the bike, absolutely fantastic. I say the downside of some of them. Oh dear. Whoops. Oh, they're just lost. Thought there'd been a crash then. I'm completely sorry, I digressed. That just threw me that junction then. I was too busy listening to them. Where were we? How are you? Riding position, it grips lovely, the tyres are fantastic. Does what it says on the tin, it's just a full-on tourer. I say I had a few teething problems with it, but that's to be expected. At the time it was a brand new model. It's got a good range, absolutely fantastic range. I mean, I've done what, 32 mile now, and it's still suggesting I've got about 290 left, and it will actually do over 300 the tank, so you know, we can't grumble at that. I bought a tank lock system from I've got a Kappa tank bag. This quick release system's fantastic, and again it's dead easy to fit. You only take out 2 screws and put it in. And I did actually do a video. You look at my archive footage, I did do a video on that. So all in all, the bike has been brilliant. Yes, I had a few issues in Romania. Obviously that's now all sorted. I have to say, BMW after sales service is 100%. It is excellent. BMW Motorrad in Ellesmere Port and the Wirral where I live, they are amazing. And I will generally say that they look after you. They can't do enough for you. So if any of you guys are watching a BMW Motorrad, thank you very, very much. You're top quality guys. You're the top notch group there. So they were brilliant. And I say with the teeth and problems, etc. You know, it's all sorted. I have to say she does handle very, very well at low speed. What I used to find sometimes with the DeVille was, because the weight is a little bit higher up on the DeVille, sometimes, especially 2 up, you know, if you're going really, really slow, it was sort of just controlling that slowness. But overall, it's this is a really stable and fantastic bike. They always say, you know, a biker, if he loves his bike, when you get off it, if you turn around and look back at it, you know a biker likes his wheels. And I do. I mean, I've grown quite fond of it now. So it's a little bit trying to keep the bugger clean. It's not the easiest because I love washing my bike, but you know it does get, you know, rotted up quite quickly. So I've adjusted the thing on the back wheel now, the fender on the back, because it's I was getting a lot of spray up, and one of my subscribers said just drop it down a bit when I had a look. It's only on 2 little screws. I could drop it back, so overall it's been good. There's very little to say what I don't like about it. However, there is something. SOS. I have had nothing but problems with this SOS button. 3 days into my Romanian trip it come on. It was actually on when I picked the bike up. What actually happens is if it loses its signal, it just goes off, and then you get this annoying warning light on your dashboard. Which is, it is a bit off-putting when you're in a foreign country and you're a couple of 1,000 miles from home, you know. It is a bit off-putting. But all in all, guys, the bike has been fantastic. 60 to the gallon, it's comfy, it does what it says on the tin. Am I glad I bought it? If you asked me that when it was in Romania, I might have given you a different answer. Now, yeah, I love it. Dynamic mode, I have actually used it in dynamic mode now, and it just wants to kill you. It's quite snappy, it's very responsive. This 1250 engine is unbelievable. It's got the quick shift cam technology on it as well, so if you're accelerating away or decelerating quickly, you don't have to use your clutch. So that also has its advantages. So all in all, fantastic machine. Fantastic, fantastic. So that's it really, guys. They're very expensive to buy. I decided to treat myself. I mean, I'll keep this quite a few years. I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon. But overall, it's been a cracking bike. People always say to me, you know, long term, how do you feel about it? But I still like it like it's a brand new bike. Rides lovely. I'm just gutted we've not been able to do a lot of tours this year. But unfortunately, we've had a lot of, you know, 2020's not been particularly nice at the moment. So you have to excuse me, folks. By the way, I think the pollen count must be high today. I'm suffering with a bit of hay fever, so if I start sneezing, I do apologise. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's my thoughts of the RT. As I say, I haven't really got anything to dislike about it. There's a few niggly things. It would have been nice to have kilometres in the middle there for when in Europe. Alright, it's on the sat-nav, it's not the end of the world. Look at that, I've just got a load of bird muck on the screen. I need to clean that as well. One thing I will point out, guys, if you get the audio pack with the 1250, it comes with two storage devices. I've got one storage device here. This side's been blanked off. When you don't get the audio pack, you don't get the storage unit, which to me doesn't make any sense. You know, they put a blank cover on, couldn't they have just put a storage unit in? That's the only downside, I suppose, to the whole thing, really. One of my little bugbears. White cut corners. Overall though, it's a cracking little bike. Anyway, that's it. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate all the views. I appreciate all the support you give us on the channel. Anyway, so take care, guys. Safe riding. Please take care in this pandemic as well. You know, seriously, please take care in the pandemic. You know, look after yourself. And I'll speak to you next time. Anyway, see ya.